There's so much going on at the moment, isn't there, Andrew?
Yes.
Trump visit, Starmer under pressure.
Huge pressure. Fighting for his political life.
And one of the questions that Labour backbenchers are asking is, can he be deposed? Who can he be replaced by? But I don't really see how they can do that. It's quite difficult in the Labour Party.
Well, because if they want Andy Burnham, tricky, the great Manchester mayor, he hasn't got a seat in the Commons.
That's right. Well, some potential good news for the government this morning. They've recommitted to the triple lock, meaning that the state pension will rise by over £560 next year.
So we're now joined, we're delighted to say, for the second day running by the leader of the Conservative Party, Kemi Badenoch. Kemi, 2 days in a row, what is our good fortune, as it is for our viewers and listeners. This is good news for pensioners because of the rise in average earnings. Labour say they are committing to the triple lock for the lifetime of this Parliament. You haven't gone there yet.
Yes, I have. I've already said that the triple lock is Conservative policy. We're the ones who invented the triple lock. But what is really of concern to me is that the people who are making the money to pay for the state pension and to grow our economy are all saying that they're struggling. I'm standing here in a restaurant. Hospitality in the UK is not doing well. The unemployment figures that came out today show that we have many more problems coming out on the horizon. Labour is increasing unemployment, and that's going to cause a serious economic crisis unless they get a grip.
I mean, lots of economists have said that the triple lock, and indeed the state pension, is ultimately unsustainable. It's going to bring enormous increases to national debt, and probably people in their 40s now or under probably won't get a state pension. Lots of people think it's driving generational inequality. Are you sure that the Conservatives are not going to look again at this policy?
The first thing that we need to deal with is the number of people out of work. One of the reasons why people are talking about the state pension being expensive is because we are not growing the way we used to. If we had 2-3% growth, we wouldn't even be worried about the triple lock. And the first way to deal with the growth issue is to get people off welfare and back into work. That's why I have been telling Rachel Reeves and Keir Starmer, we will work with them, we will help them to cut welfare spending. It is not fair to go after people's pensions, people who've paid in all their lives, while there are a lot of people who are sitting at home, who should be working, who are not working.
Let's take you to the House of Commons today, Kemi, because the Conservative Party have successfully secured a 3-hour debate about Lord Mandelson. What is your principal concern about what the Prime Minister is or isn't telling us?
This is about the Prime Minister's judgment, about his transparency, and quite frankly, his honesty. Last week, when I asked him at Prime Minister's questions what he knew, he said that they did not, he said that he had full confidence in Peter Mandelson, sacked him the next day and said he didn't know all of the stuff that came out. It now turns out that he did know. He had all of these emails and all these details on the Tuesday, and yet on Wednesday he was saying that he had full confidence in the ambassador. But what is worse than that is that it sounds like he overruled security concerns about Peter Mandelson due to his previous reputation, links with China. There were security concerns, as reported in the papers. He needs to come clean on that. We cannot have a Prime Minister who is telling us stuff in Parliament that turns out not to be true. We should not be having appointments overruled, security concerns overruled because people just want to get a former Labour MP into a nice cushy job. And that's what they need to answer today. There are very serious questions to answer about UK national security, about how this decision was made, what Keir Starmer's Chief of Staff, Morgan McSweeney, knew, and how he's running this country. He is now distracted with his political crisis, got a deputy leadership contest after his Deputy Prime Minister had to resign because she wasn't paying the very taxes that we think they're going to increase on everybody else. They are in a complete mess.
Hello, I'm Bev Turner. Now, it can feel like the money in our bank accounts at the moment does not keep up with the cost of living, and maybe there's a solution. I'm here today with the CEO of TallyMoney, Cameron Parry. Cameron, what is TallyMoney?
Well, Bev, with TallyMoney, you get a current account and a debit card, but instead of pounds, you use milligrams of gold as your everyday money.
So why gold?
Gold traditionally is a great store of value. It has, on average, gone up at over 11% per annum for the last 25 years against the pound. It's tripled in value in the last decade. And in the last 2 years alone, it's increased by 50% against the pound. Banks savings products just can't compete with that level of growth.
But this isn't just about gold. This is about a currency that you guys have created at TallyMoney. Explain it to me as though I'm an idiot.
So, look, people need to be able to hold their earnings and build their savings in a money that retains its value and remains in their legal control and remains theirs to access, away from government control.
Great. You had me at not exposed to government control.
You should feel safe and happy with your money. You should have peace of mind the more money you see in your bank balance, and that's the type of thing we're trying to deliver, and give people choice in the type of money they get to use every day.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Cameron. Thank you.
If he's found to have misled Parliament in the sense he maintains he wasn't shown the final cache of emails, they were in Downing Street, but for some reason nobody showed them to him and he wasn't curious enough to ask. But if it transpires he in fact did see them and misled Parliament when he said he had full confidence in Peter Mandelson, does he have to resign?
I think that there should be serious consequences. If you have lied to Parliament on his own benchmark, I remember Keir Starmer going after Boris Johnson and setting a standard. All I'm asking is that he meet the very same standard which he was setting for other people. Has he been honest with the public? And what the public actually think is that this is a man who tells lies. He told lies to get elected. They said they weren't going to increase taxes. They increased those taxes. They went after the winter fuel payment when they had been telling people for years and years that the winter fuel payment was safe, didn't warn anyone about that. This is a party that thought they could say whatever they wanted to get into government, and now they're in government, they can't run the country. And that is what worries me now, that with politics we need honesty, we need reliability, consistency and responsibility. That's one of the things that I'm pushing. I'm showing the Conservative Party has changed under my leadership. It'll take time for us to win back the public trust, but I'm out working hard every day, talking to business people, workers like I'm doing this morning, and trying to rebuild that trust that Labour has lost already.
And just finally, very quickly, Kemi, big news yesterday about the defection of Danny Kruger, a front bencher in the Conservative Party. Are you worried about more defections of sitting MPs?
Because we've just heard today that Maria Caulfield has defected.
This is one of the things that I said when I was on your show yesterday. Every leader regrets losing people to another party. I remember when Labour were doing very well in the polls last year, we lost 2 or 3 MPs defecting to them. There will be some people who will go to another party because of poll ratings. I have to make sure that I'm very focused on the strategy. There will be people who will leave because they don't like the new policies, like me saying that we need to live within our means, no more lavish spending, it's time to cut welfare, time to get people out of work. We're going to see that. When a party has just had a historic defeat, we will have a very tough and bumpy time before we come back up again. There is no reason why the public is going to rush back to us. I have to prove that the party has changed. There may be some people who are impatient. I'm sorry if they're not willing to wait and they just want to rush to whatever is looking good right now. But what I'm doing is going to work in the long term. I'm not going to be blown around or blown off course by these events. I am focused on the strategy that will win public trust.
Kemi Badenoch, leader of the Conservative Party, thank you so much for your time this morning.